Hey, what up, third grade? I hope you've done your skip counting and that you've gotten your materials. If you haven't done either of those, ready? 3, 2, 1, freeze! Go get them. I hope you're getting them. And let's go. Now we are jumping right into our daily word problem. And we're going to use the ripped method. R, read the problem. I, identify the important information. P, plan how to solve the problem. P, make a picture. E, execute your plan. And D, does it make sense? I sure hope so. We are looking at a time problem. Time. And we're going to write our ripped right up top. Let's do a little blue here. I'm going to go R, I, P, 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 E, and D, ripped. Now, looking at our ripped problem, first thing we're going to do, we are going to read the problem. Anastasia, it's a very nice name, went to swim practice at the time shown on the clock. She finished 45 minutes later. What time did her practice end? R, I read it. I identified the important information. Let's go. We're going to find Anastasia went to swim practice at the time shown on the clock. Now, that's kind of a weird sentence. There's not numbers in there. There's really not like specific information. But we know that we need the time on the clock. So I might highlight here at the time shown on the clock, because that tells me that's when all of this started. Okay, she finished 45 minutes later. So I'm going to go 45 minutes later. Boop. What time did her practice end? There's my question. I'm going to do that. So what time did her practice end? So I have identified the important information. Now I'm going to make a plan. Now this one is kind of an easier problem because it has the clock there. And I know that between each number there is 5 minutes. And in looking at this clock, I find the small hand, which is the hour hand, because the word hour is much smaller than the word minute. Minute hand would be bigger. Hour hand is smaller. And I look at that, and is he to the 4 yet? Not there yet. So he's not quite there. So it is not 4 o'clock yet. And then I would count my minute hand. Now, I could start all the way from the 1 and start counting by 5s then. Or I know to myself, if I got to the 6, that's 30. That's a half hour. So I could start from there and count. Or I could say to myself, double self, you know your 15s, your quarter of minutes. So, looking at this, I know to the 3 would be 15 minutes, to the 6 would be 30 minutes, and to the 9 would be 45 minutes. Ooh, and I'm just after that. I'm 5 after that. So 45, and then I would say 5 more than 45 would be 350. So I've kind of got a plan here now. Ready? So 350. So the time on the clock says 3:50. Now, my plan is I could either A, start from that 3:50 and I could add the 45 minutes to there. I could just count by 5s going around the clock because I do know, each one is 5. So I think today we're going to do 2 methods. We're going to kind of check it once we're done. So first off, I like my T method. I'm going to do my T. And that's also going to be my picture, is my T method. So I'm going to shoop. Did I miss my head? Good job. So I'm going to start at 3:50. And like I said, this is going to be my picture. So 3:50, and I need to go a total of 45 minutes. Okay, so let's get my 3:50, and I'm going to take it to 4 o'clock because going to the hour would be easiest. In doing that, I added 10 minutes because we're looking for what's my ending time. So I added 10 minutes. I'm not at 45 yet. So I could say right from there, 45 and I got 10 minutes, I need another 35 minutes. So in doing that, I could go 4, 35. And right there, I would say that's 35 minutes. And when I add those two, 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. That gives me 45 minutes, which was how long she was at practice. That checks there. And the time would be 4:35. Let me erase that question mark. Now I'm going to put it in 4:35. All right. Now, I executed, but I'm going to check this. And I'm going to check it by counting by 5s. So if I look here, so I know that's 3:45. So ready? Let's count. We would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now, I went past the 12, so that means my hour goes one more up. So my 3 would turn into a 4 because I went past the hour. And now I would just say, what would that be if my minute hand were here? Boop, 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 boop. And looking at my clock, I would say 35. Does that match? Yes, it does. So, does it make sense? Absolutely. And nice job, 3rd grade. Phew. Now we're getting on to the meat of the lesson. Here we go. We talked about parallel lines last week, and we talked about parallel lines, 2 lines, like train tracks, like the word parallel, let me show you here, has 2 L's. The L's are parallel. They run side by side. They will never meet. Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a pity they'll never meet. Knee slapper. Now, parallel lines come in a pair. Again, this is a way to help us identify shapes. So when we're looking at different shapes, trapezoids. I did notice some people last week kind of missed this one. Trapezoids have 1 set of parallel lines, 1 pair of parallel lines. And you can see it right here. It's the top and the bottom. The other sides don't have to be parallel. Could they be? Maybe, but then it would be a rectangle. So trapezoids, 1 set of parallel lines. Now I look down below and I see pair A and I see pair B. I'll give you a different color there. Shoot, shoot. You can see it has 2 sets of parallel lines. All right, so lines that never meet are parallel. Now, what about lines that do intersect? What about lines that crisscross? What about lines that make T's? All right, so these lines, such as this guy right here, I'll color him in. Maybe you can see it better. This one and these are called perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are lines that make a T. Okay, so we have perpendicular lines, lines that make a T, and we have lines that run next to each other and never meet are parallel lines. So looking at a rectangle, if you looked at a rectangle, let's get a nice picture. These guys would form a perpendicular line. Okay, they would cross at this point right here, and they would intersect to make perpendicular lines. Now, looking at our lines, looking at where they meet, that's talking about the angle or the vertices. So looking at the vertice of an angle, we are going to decide whether or not it's a 90-degree angle. Is it an acute angle or is it an obtuse angle? Now, if it is 90 degrees, that would be like the corner of a paper, a corner of a Post-it. If you had a Post-it you wanted to check, it could be like an index card. Anything you had that was square, that square corner is 90 degrees. If it's smaller than that, it would be an acute angle. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. He's so small, he's so a cute little angle. Then we have an angle that is bigger than 90 degrees. He would be called obtuse. An obtuse angle is bigger than 90 degrees. Now, let me show you really quick on my shapes. So here I have, this is my 90. Now, if I went just one smaller, if I went 85, he is less than 90. So it's an acute angle. Oh, he's so acute, this little angle. Okay, this is an acute angle. This is a 90-degree angle. And anything over, boop, he is an obtuse angle. Obtuse, big. Okay, an obtuse angle is any guy that goes from 180 degrees to 90 degrees. Well, 91 degrees, sorry, because it's one bigger. So looking at our angles, we have acute angles, we have obtuse angles, and we have a right angle. Now, when we are organizing our shapes, we're going to look at some of these. Now, if we look here, it says, here, ready? Let's label some of these. Exactly 90 degrees. Anything that is exactly 90 degrees is a right angle. Now I look at this one here and you're like, well, I can't quite see it. If you look really close, ready? Come right in there. You can see he's a little bit bigger, maybe like 93. If he's 93, he is obtuse. I look right at my other one that my head is blocking. Sorry. There he is. He's smaller. He is acute. Oh, he's so acute. I look at my next one. That's a perfect little angle of a square. He is a right angle, 90 degrees. I see the next one says less than 90. Anything less than 90 is, oh, he's so acute. And give him an A. This one here, you can see he's like, whoop, he's falling out the bottom. So he is obtuse. Then I have my cute little one again. Oh, he's so acute. That's an acute angle. Then I have a 90 degrees. You can see him. He looks like a beautiful corner of a paper or a Post-it. And he is a right angle, greater than 90, obtuse. I've got a beautiful little 90 here, so he's right. This guy, you can see here, he is pretty big. He is obtuse. And then this one, oh, he's so acute. He's just little. He's acute. Fantastic. Now you're like, why are we going through this, Mrs. Jones? Well, it's because we're going to do a little, I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're going to eliminate, based on my questions here, different shapes and kind of identify them. Kind of cool. Let's see. It'll be a little bit of a game. See if you can figure it out with me. Okay, so as we're doing this, on your finger, go joot, joot. Nope, mark them. First clue says, I am a polygon. So I'm going to cross off everything that is not a polygon. And a polygon has poly, many, gon. We are looking for something that has many angles. So looking at my circles, ellipsoid, nope, sorry, oval. Next clue says, I am a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, quad. 4 sides, So we are looking at pentagon, pentagon. Try again, triangle. And hexagon, not happening, hexagon. My next clue says, I always have 4 equal angles. 4 equal angles. So looking at this, if you look at my trapezoid, his angles are not always the same. They are different. If you can peek behind my head. Whoop, sorry. So trapezoid, no. Same thing with my rhombus. My rhombus has, oh, look at the wrong color. My rhombus has opposite angles that are the same, but not, they're all not the same. And my last clue says, I always have 4 equal sides. 4 equal sides. Rectangle? Nope. So my mystery shape is a a square. Fantastic. Let's try another one. Oops. Come on. Gotta erase. Oh, there we did it again. Now we got it. All right, you ready? This one says, I have 4 vertices, 4 corners. 4 vertices. So let's take a look. That automatically eliminates our circle and our ellipsoid or oval. It also eliminates 4 vertices. That means it has to have 4 sides. So we've eliminated a couple things. So again, pentagon is out because he has 5 corners or 5 vertices. Triangle has 3, and our hexagon has 6. Now it says, I always have 2 pairs of parallel lines. 2 pairs of parallel lines. That gets rid of our trapezoid because he does not always have 2 pairs of parallel lines. That leaves us with a rectangle, a square, and a rhombus. Let's see. I always have 4 equal sides. See a rectangle. Now we're square and rhombus, and it says, I can have angles bigger than 90, obtuse. What shape am I? I can have angles bigger than 90. This guy is bigger. This guy is bigger. But the square only has angles that are 90. So this one is our rhombus. Good job, rhombus. Woo, rhombus wins. Moving on to our next one. Let's see. It says, I am a polygon. Polygon again. Getting rid of these circles and ellipse. It says, I have an odd number of sides. Odd number. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. He has, look at that, 2 pairs. That's kind of a neat trick, right? He has 2 pairs of 2 pairs of sides. He's not odd. So we got to go get rid of all of our quadrilaterals because they are not odd. Square, see ya, rhombus. Let's see, hexagon, 6. He has a buddy, so he is not odd. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 6 is in there, he's even. Pentagon has 5, and a triangle has 3. Both of those numbers are odd. All right, let's see, what's our next clue? Our next clue says, I only have 3 sides. What shape am I? Boop, boop. And I've got a triangle for you. All right, let's give a hard one here. Let's do a difficult one. Let's see. It says, I am a quadrilateral. Let's start eliminating. Nope. Quadrilateral, rectangle, yes. Trapezoid, yes. Square, yes. Ellipse, nope. Pentagon, nope. Hexagon, nope. Triangle, nope. They are not quadrilaterals. Then it says, I always have 2 pairs of parallel lines. 2 pairs of parallels. That eliminates our trapezoid. Then it says, I always have 4 right angles. 4 right angles. That's either my rectangle or my square. One or the other. But rhombus is not. Then it says, let's see. All of my sides do not have to be equal. Do not have to be. Squares, you always have to be. You're very demanding, square. Not you. Rectangle, here you are today. So this is kind of a nice little game that we can play. If you look in the resources from last week, you would see that this was a game that was on there that you could play. And you would see the clues and you could go through and play just as I did. Now, what I want you to do with your Q-tips or your 10 straight items, what I want you to do to make sure that I know that you've been listening and that you've been following along, I want you to make parallel lines and take a picture. I want you to make perpendicular lines and take a picture. Then I also want you to make an acute angle and take a picture. I want you to make an obtuse angle and take a picture. And finally, I want you to make a right angle and take a picture. And make sure in all of your pictures you've also labeled them so I know that you know, that we know, that you know what you're talking about. Until tomorrow, bye.